Hi, this is Valerie Keaton, and I'm with Anita Barreca today. And Anita, I want to ask you how it's been going for you since March, being at home with the pandemic, the coronavirus, and how it's been affecting your creative process.
Okay, so things have not changed all that much for my lifestyle with the COVID because I am usually at home doing home things all the time. Um, I do miss my grandchildren. I haven't been able to see them for 6 months, but other than that, my daily routine is pretty much the same.
Hmm.
As far as my creative project process, uh, I think after seeing your interview the other day, I have to admit that I don't really want to think too hard. I would rather have something that I'm good at that I would just rather just continue doing
Uh-huh,
than
uh-huh,
than do something elaborately new. For instance, I have this rep weave that I want to do. I have all the material near my loom, but I
uh-huh.
just haven't felt like I can start a brand new weave that I've never done before.
Yeah.
What I have been doing is spending a lot of time outside and working with willow sticks a lot because
Hmm.
that is fun and free and easy for me to do.
Okay. Well, do you have some pictures of some stuff that you've been working on?
Yes, I do actually. Let me see if I can share these.
Okay.
There we go. All right, can you see that?
Hold on just one sec. There it is. Yes, I do see it. I see your lavender crochet.
Okay, this was early March and I just began crocheting a baby blanket for
Hmm.
my niece who is having twins that were due in July.
Yeah.
And so that actually took me a lot of time in March, April, and May because I had to make 2 blankets. um, but that was good because the weather was pretty lousy in March and April, and I didn't get out very much in the yard.
Hmm. Beautiful
Uh,
color.
this this is what the yard looked like. This
Uh-huh.
these are things that I've made in the past. This is a bench I made and a
Uh-huh.
willow man that I made and a dog that I made a few years ago, and that's
I
where they're
love
sitting
this.
out in the yard
I love this.
now. And so that's sort of a taste for what the kind of things that I've been doing of
Uh-huh.
late. I did start working with a friend of mine, well, you know, Francie Hansen, one of our
Uh-huh.
guild members. And she and I worked in a socially distant environment and once a week got together and I started experimenting with making stuff out of cattails. So this is a mat, my first cattail mat
Uh-huh.
in progress.
Are
We have
you
a lot.
preparing the plant material? Are you harvesting it and preparing it?
Yeah, this cattails I harvested last July, which is the
Okay.
best time for harvesting cattails, and it's been hanging in my husband's shop for these many months, and so yes, I guess I could say
Okay.
that I've been preparing it as well. This is a very large sphere that I actually made last year, but I guess I would say I planted it. Some of these sticks that are here holding it up, and it's about 5, 6 feet up,
Wow.
um, are willow that are starting to grow. And I think I
Oh.
have some pictures. Oh, I put a bird's nest on it, but you can sort
Uh-huh.
of see in here that the willow is coming up through the sphere.
That is
And
so cool, Anita.
I'm hoping to incorporate it and engulf this sphere, which I call worlds within whirls.
It is wonderful. I love the bird's nest too.
Yeah. That bird's nest is now kind of sunk inside a little bit, inside of the sphere. So it's very interesting to see what nature is doing to my work here.
Uh-huh.
Here's another view of it. And then here is my more finished, the two blankets. I had to make them distinct for the twins,
Uh-huh.
Kaya and Chloe. But I had to hurry up and finish them because they were 2 months early.
Oh my
So
goodness.
when they were supposed to have been born a month early, because I guess twins, they sometimes do that. But they were born 2 months early, so I had to scurry at the last minute to get those done.
As now I can see the stitch on the lavender one really well. It's kind of a shell stitch. Is the stitch on the yellow one different?
Yes, very different and a lot easier. this is this this was called palm leaf, I think,
Uh-huh.
and this one also had a tropical name, and I thought, well, at least they have names in common. I don't think that I can. Let me see if I can make it bigger for you. Can you see that big now?
No, I didn't really make it. Oh, yes, I can. Yes, yes. Now I can. Yes. Oh, yeah. They're both just beautiful, and I love the colors together too.
Oh, thank you, thank you. Um, Not as elaborate as Olive's baby blanket, but
Yeah,
it
but
was
Olive
fun.
didn't get hers till she was a year old.
Now, I threw in some masks that I made because I have been making a lot of masks this spring.
Uh-huh. Those are charming.
And these were, these are a
Just
Toy
keep it tape.
Story mask,
Yeah.
and only represent a fraction of the ones that I've been doing, but there you
Hmm.
go. And I couldn't go any further without telling you that my dog, Maggie May, is really taking a huge amount of my time and
Uh-huh.
helping me cope with COVID quite a bit because she's, love of my life. Um,
Yeah.
so there she is at 1 year. She's 1 year and 2 months
She's
now.
already a year old. So
I
I
know.
imagine she's really smart because poodles are really smart. And is she very, very frisky?
She's both of those things, yes.
Smart and frisky.
She's she does like to get into trouble, and every day so far. So she keeps me on my toes.
Good thing she's so charming.
Okay, the big news for me is that Francie and I got invited to do things out in the sculpture park at Roach Harbor's woods,
Uh-huh.
which hasn't had anything new in it for a long time. So she and I, and now a few other of our friends, have been just putting objects out and making things out in the woods. And you can see this is my sphere, and this is
Yes.
Francie's globe, and that's we just go out to the woods on Friday afternoons. You're welcome to join us
Uh-huh.
and decorate the woods.
What time do you guys go
So
out there?
we go out at 1:30, and we were
Okay.
usually done by 4.
Okay.
And Jason has been helping us too. Here, I don't know if you can see it, but this is a bird that it took me a long time to make. I had taken a class by Donna Crispin a few years ago in our guild, and we learned
Uh-huh.
how to make birds with twining. And so I've put that out, and I hope to make a lot more birds.
That's
Maybe
wonderful.
not as time consuming as that one. And this is my latest one. It's another sphere, but if I can zoom in, you will see that it's incorporating a shoe of Francie's that she found on a beach in Thailand. Um,
That's so
so
Francie.
that was this was collaboration between the two of us, my sphere and her boot.
Uh-huh.
And here is an archway that I'm just making with willow out in the woods. So
Oh,
that's
cool.
what I've been doing.
That is wonderful. I have to go out there just to see it, to see what you guys are up to, because I'm sure in person that it is like your bird. I love your bird that's up in the tree, but it's hard to see. It's like it's in camouflage with the tree.
Yes, and that is not in Francie's style. She thinks that everything should be right there in your viewpoint. But I've put a few things, I've tucked them in so that
Uh-huh.
some little kid who's just wandering around might stumble upon this rabbit or this bird or something like that. And
Right, exactly. It's
they're
like
less
discovering
obvious.
hidden treasure.
Yeah, there you go. So
Well,
that's what we've been doing. And it has been just, it has lifted up my spirits during this time quite a bit.
uh-huh. Well, also it's like you're getting to hang out with friends, which is that alone, is like really wonderful because that's one of the things I miss the most. Is like I'm just home all the time, which I love being home too. I'm perfectly happy being home, but I do miss, seeing our friends.
Oh, I know what you mean. We are wearing masks out there. There's a lot of tourists in the Roach Sculpture Garden, so you never know when one is going to come by, and so we are
Yeah.
masked the whole time. But it
Okay.
is good to see everybody.
Yeah. Okay. Well, thank you so much for taking the time to talk to me today, Anita, and showing me what you've been up to. I'm really charmed by what you guys are doing out in the sculpture garden, and I'm looking forward to seeing
Oh,
it in
thank you very
person.
much, Val.
Okay.
All right.
All righty. Okay. I'll see you soon. Bye
Bye
bye.
bye.